Welcome to Life Stories Podcast, People Helping People. I'm Shara Goswick, your host. My guest today is Robert Ahdoot. Robert is a math teacher and the founder of YayMath.org. But really what Robert is passionate about is making connections with students that get them excited and motivated to want to learn. He has some great ideas and tactics that he uses. He teaches on the beach. He does all these fun things to introduce math. But he really talks about making connection. That is what is most important. This was a great conversation for any parent or teacher, anybody that's working with students. I think this conversation will be very helpful. When you're done listening, go follow him on Instagram or go to his website because he's got some great videos on his teaching methods. And I had so much fun. Thanks for being here. Well, thank you, Robert, for talking to me. I'm so excited about what you do. Not everybody loves math. So I think it's awesome that you've created a program called YayMath to try to get everybody on board, I guess. Whatever made you want to start doing that? Because it's a very unique program.
Yeah, it's super unique. I fell into teaching without any formal training as a
Wow.
teacher. I was a computer science guy. I was a software guy
Yeah.
by profession originally, but it just kept pulling me. I was a volunteer basketball coach, and I did that to with some degree of success so that one of the players' uncles was introduced to me, and he was the athletic director of the school that I ended up teaching at, and coaching basketball there. It found me,
Yeah.
And when I first started teaching, maybe just because I was so excited, they called me a fish in water. Like Robert
Yeah.
finally got into water,
Yeah.
and for the first few years, the classes are laughing, we're having fun, we're cracking jokes, inside jokes,
Yeah.
so much energy. And then, okay, class is over. Okay. And then off to lunch they went. And the energy would just dissipate. And so this was before YouTube was even a thing, getting up there. Right.
Yeah.
And I had a little camcorder and I asked the students, like, would you want to record this and they're like, yes, they all scream like a bunch of ninth graders.
Right.
And the act of recording things was still very novel then.
Yeah.
And so there was some wave that we caught. There was a wave that's inexplicable at this moment. It was just, they were all dialed in, their eyes were light. And I said, okay. So I put a chair on top of a table and stacked some books on top of that and just
Yep.
put the camcorder on and hit record. And yeah, it just turned into magic. It's really magic. The act of connecting to students has been my entire purpose
Yeah.
now. That's what I speak about. That's what I live by. I apply it to my own children. That the human connection is paramount.
Yeah.
Um, and it's led me to you.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
cool. It's very cool what you're doing. Do you remember the first video that you did? Like, was it just a lesson in math or?
Yeah, they're all lessons in math. Yeah, I remember the first one. Even the first one was not even the one that really hit. It was just we were figuring it out, and then
Yeah.
by the second, third, and fourth, and on, we're like, oh yeah, we can laugh, we can crack jokes. I could do a cat impression, or make some math pun, and or like one student had these sneezes that were super high pitched, squeaky, and they just made the whole class laugh and things like that. And the being able to impart math in a smooth way, and I like the
Sure.
craft of it also really polished over the years too.
Yeah.
And so that synergy, simplifying the learning and also making it connectable.
Yeah.
Um, there is real science behind it too. That was the subject of the TEDx talk I gave, is that
Yeah.
brain scans show that when your body's in fight or flight, you can't perform math. Literally can't.
Isn't that
That
something?
portion of the brain shuts down. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Have
That's
you ever had
incredible.
that feeling when you're like in a state of
Oh,
fight or
sure.
flight, panic, adrenaline,
Sure.
something,
Yeah.
and trying to do math?
Well, I don't know that I've tried to do math, but I've been in fight or flight
Yeah.
many times. But
Yeah.
that's just a crazy thing that our brains work like that. That's
It
amazing.
is. It is. It's an we've never really needed that capability,
Yeah.
like when there's a bump in the night, you don't think of taking out your calculator and writing
Right.
equations, that they don't align.
Right.
So,
Absolutely. Well,
yeah.
I know connection is super important, and you talked about making the kids laugh and, just goofing off and doing stuff. But can you give an example of how you build trust with those kids? 'Cause obviously, they love you and trust you, but what's an example of something that you do that builds your trust with them?
Yeah. Okay, I will bring an example up of something that I didn't realize I was doing, which is why I think I'm on the right path.
Yeah.
It's a state of being. It's who we are as people. Um, I have a phone number, 1-888 YayMath. It goes right to my cell. It's okay. It's just like stay connected to the people. I'll do it as long as I
Wow,
can.
you are brave.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I got a call from a mom, and she's watching a video, and she was so compelled to call and share something she saw
Mm,
um, in the thing. So I'm writing on the whiteboard, I'm setting up a problem, and then the student said it, and I watched the clip a couple times. She said, Mr. Dude, I have a question. Like she was trailing off, kind of lost in her own thoughts.
yeah.
And I stopped and I did a fast 180, and I looked at her and I was like, yeah, sure. What's your question? She was just very moved by that I stopped what I was doing,
Right.
and I was in her universe for a second.
Yeah.
And young people are
Mhm.
masters at smelling authenticity or
Oh,
lack
I believe
thereof.
it. Yeah.
They hate hypocrisy.
Yeah.
They're still pure. Adults, we're used to tomfoolery.
Right.
You know, it's just we don't demand anymore. They do,
Yeah.
and they wear that visibly.
Yeah.
And so if we're available to them, that's trust. If we're willing to make ourselves vulnerable
Yeah.
in the appropriate way of a teacher or a parent, but being authentic,
Sure.
they catch right on to that, and then they do it too. It's an invitation,
Yeah.
and you could do a whole dissertation on how to establish trust, but that's the root. That's the nugget there.
Yeah. She felt seen by you. Like she
Yeah,
felt like she mattered. So that's awesome. I love that.
yeah.
Do you ever get burnout, or do you ever feel just a little overwhelmed or disconnected, even though I know that, you're always trying to form that with those students, but you're also human.
Yeah, there it toggles. There is a burnout oscillation, one could say, whereby you get frustrated because um, students have difficulty with learning, or they don't want to learn,
Right.
and or they're being resistant to it. And so it can affect you as human beings, as you said.
Right.
And then you get awash with the feeling that they're still children,
Yeah.
and that this is exactly where they are at this moment. And at the end of the day, we're the adults.
Right.
It's corny. Like we have to work through that and establish boundaries. That's a big one.
Right.
That's a big one. It's like sometimes, like now, this is an example I'm doing.
Yeah.
So when a student gets frustrated, sometimes, including now, you sound pretty sharp with your question, and I'm feeling like you're blaming me for something. You're probably not. So you give them that little out. You're
Yeah.
probably not. You're probably just really frustrated with the work, and I want to help you get it, but I just need you to phrase the question in a way that we can partner.
Right.
Um, and sometimes you don't even get through half of that sentence, and then they're just aware, like this is just so hard. They'll do that. You see, you could embody the kid right there.
Right.
I know, it's just I'm sorry, I don't have that.
Yeah. That's
Um,
funny.
and yeah, getting parental involvement as well as
Yeah.
necessary. But leaning into that empathy channel,
Mhm.
because it becomes about the human to human thing. It's no longer really about the math. It's
Right.
not. If it's
Yeah.
truly about the math, if we could make, that's the thing I try to say to students. If you could get to a place where making a mistake feels neutral, then
Yeah.
you've won. You've won the game,
Sure.
right? Like
Yeah.
how many mistakes do we make?
Exactly.
Think about it. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you know objectively as a human being that you are bound to make
Oh,
mistakes,
sure.
and you've
Absolutely.
made a zillion.
Yeah.
And so objectively, you would
Yeah.
think that you can be neutral
You'd think.
and not you think, and that objectively,
Right.
I'm only saying that I'm projecting here because I know I work on it, but I'm
Right.
getting better. And objectively speaking, you know that the best way to correct it is if to not be down on yourself or hard on
Right.
yourself.
Yeah.
That would be the best advice you give your children,
Sure.
or their friends or their children's children,
Yeah.
you know. And
Absolutely.
but we still do it, and so it's up to us to teach students how to treat mistakes with neutrality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you work with other teachers? Like, do you encourage other teachers, even teachers that are not teaching math, but you've got a good thing going, and I'm just wondering if you work with other teachers and help them.
Yeah, I do, and I have an array of feedback, ranging from this was so great and I really needed this and this helps me a lot,
Yeah.
all the way to who is this Mr. Rogers person? Get out of here. I'm
Right.
overworked and I'm overburdened.
Right.
And Fred Rogers is a hero of mine.
He
I
was
like to,
awesome.
yeah, I subscribe
Yeah.
to Fred Rogers. And yeah, so I would give a talk, let's say in the latter one, I would be espousing these concepts of how to connect to kids and how to do it in a very strategic ways, effective ways. Even a seminar that I do called How to Be a Response Ninja, I really,
Yeah.
really like, is how in the space after a student says something to when we replied, there's a space there and
Hmm.
you're ninjaing your way into
Yeah.
their spirit, like
Yeah.
so that they feel connected to you and then ready to jive with your
Right.
program. And the mistake that I made that I learned from was that in that room when this I saw teachers kind of pulling back or going into their laptops, I should have said things like, "All right, well, I flew all the way here to be with you.
Right.
What am I not seeing? What am I not knowing? Talk to me. You don't
Yeah.
want to hear this, which is fine. I don't need to talk about this. I want to hear about what's going on with you." And that was a piece of growth for me.
Yeah.
Whereas I was like, it's not really about me. They must be going through something. So um, it kind of boils back to connection again. That's
Sure.
yeah. But I do that, and it's been a wild ride, but very fulfilling. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what is something one teacher can do, just a step that they could take to be more engaging with their students? Just one little thing they could start.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll I'll go straight into the low-hanging fruit. Okay.
Yes.
A lot of people like to walk around with their phone in their hand.
Hmm.
If a student starts talking to you, put it down or put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
If a student starts walking starts talking to you and you are understandably looking at your computer for setting up a lesson or doing some sort of administrative thing, close it. Don't even just look away.
Right.
Close it and
Yeah.
face them. Um, I would say the greeting, the morning, there's a zillion Instagram videos on how to do various greetings
Yeah.
in age appropriate ways, ranging from like the wave to the hug to the high five to the
Yeah.
this to the handshake, or just like I did with the kid with the board. I did it with coaching too. I coached my daughter's fourth grade basketball team,
Hmm.
and when every player would show up on the court, I would come down to them and say, "What's up, champ?
Yeah.
What's up, champ?" And give them a fist pump. Every single one, and
Yeah.
the noise just stops, and we're zoned in here.
Mhm. So
And
important.
it's like that sets the tone
Sure.
for trust. That sets the tone that, they're, you care about them.
Yeah.
They need to know we care about them. And I think yeah, they do. We assume that they know that, but
Yeah.
even just saying that, I really care about you as people. I want
Right.
you to feel successful. I want you to feel like I'm here doing everything I can, and I am. Yeah, even just stating, these are all bridges, and
Right.
and 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 that goes to the heart of being a human and not being overworked and
Right.
remembering to be whole, remembering to be
Yeah.
whole. Yeah.
I love that. I saw a video of you, and you may have multiple like this, but I watched the one of you doing math lessons on the beach. Do you
Yes.
go to all different places, or do you go to the beach often? Or that was hilarious. I mean, it was
I'm
good,
glad. Thank you
but
for
it was so
watching that.
funny.
Yeah, God, teach on the beach, I called it.
I know,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
what were people thinking when they walk up and this guy's teaching math on the beach? Like that's not what you expect to find.
Teach on the beach was an incredible moment, one of the best days of my life. I've done
That's
it once
awesome.
for a day. And what it did was it really solidified this urge, this need, this priority to connect to people first
Yeah,
before learning, because I really hadn't put it to the real test. Prior to that day, I was talking about connecting to students in my class, which we already had a relationship,
right.
sometimes for years. You'd follow them, and if you
Sure.
taught the next class that they took.
Yeah.
This time it was Venice Beach in Los Angeles, right on the boardwalk down there, which is a pandemonium. And there's street performers, it's loud, there's
Yeah,
police around, there's people selling things not to your liking. Get
right.
away, I don't want to buy that. It's not fully safe at night. It's a
Yeah,
very wild place.
yeah.
And I said, well, if I teach math as street performance art, would I be able to bring a crowd in? Next to me was the skateboard people, by the way,
Right.
like skateboard chicks.
Yeah.
I'm competing with the skateboard chicks people.
Yes. It was
And
awesome.
yeah, and it solidified
Yeah.
this mission that when people are walking by in a state of semi-distrust, hey, what's your feeling about doing some math right now? No, like, can you do 2 minutes? 2 minutes, and then if you don't like it, you could keep going, you know. And
Yeah.
and they would stop. Where are you from? We're from London. Oh, okay. Let's talk about fractions. Oh, fractions. This is solid gold stuff.
Right.
It's
Right.
solid gold, and that's why it worked. And I got sunburnt. I was so in the zone. I didn't
Oh gosh.
realize that I was standing out there 5 hours,
Oh my gosh.
but worth every sizzle.
Yeah, that's awesome. I thought it was great. I thought it just would be hilarious though to watch it walk up on the beach and see somebody teaching math. It's just not something you think you see every day.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
qualities do you think students appreciate the most in their teachers?
There's actually a study about this. Gallup ran a survey, 2,000 Gen Zers. They were asked a question, what what would make your teacher the best teacher?
Yeah,
They asked them that. And it's an array of different answers. And then
sure.
which got the most yeses.
Yeah.
And the top answer is my teacher cares for me as a person. Number three was someone I can trust.
Hmm.
And number four was um, likes what they're doing.
Yeah.
I did that one, three, four, and that for that reason because out of the top four, three of them are human connective.
Wow.
The second one is
Yeah.
proficient in imparting the material, right?
Sure.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, my teacher is a good teacher in craft and
Yeah.
in the pedagogy, and so I was blown away by this.
Yeah.
They crave connection
Yeah.
even more in this digital time,
Hmm.
AI time.
Sure.
They crave it.
Yeah.
And we have to be careful to not get swept up in this.
Hmm.
Um, I recently had a thought. I want to share it with you
Sure.
about this. I'm going to make a pledge. Here's my pledge.
Okay.
Show me a 10-year-old group of 10-year-olds
Mhm.
that had grew up in a home that was humanly connective, that have teachers that are dialed in and care about connecting to the students and being at their service, being their advocates, and that have also experienced the AI world, the digital world where you can isolate yourself and ask ChatGPT questions. How do I
Right.
solve this thing? If they've experienced both, if they've done deep dives in both, and say that they en masse prefer to
Yeah.
the digital thing, or digital friends, digital teachers, digital everything. If they've experienced both and they say they want the digital one, I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'll be done. I won't have anything more to say. I'll
Right.
say it. I won't go out there and say it. It's like this is the hill that I'm on now.
Yeah.
And I realize that as I'm getting older, I look around like, oh my God, a lot of people are younger than me in this game now.
Yes. That
You
happens
know?
overnight. I don't know how it
Yeah.
happens, but it
It's
does.
like this is it. I'm gonna be this. This is what it is,
Yeah.
because and it's really true. There's a real need, at least in this
Yeah.
moment. Um, I once had a student who was raised by his mom, and his uncle was helping a lot, the mom's brother,
Yeah.
12-year-old boy. And the uncle had a conversation with me. He said, all this kid does is go on the tablet and play the games all day long. I don't know. What is this? What is that? And I said to him, it's your job to outprogram the
Right.
program.
Right.
And I thought of that word programming, right? The AI or the digital program is millions of lines of code. But when I also think of program, I think of an event. Like, oh, what's the
Yeah.
program?
Yeah.
The program of the wedding, the program of the wedding rehearsal. What's the
Sure.
program? The field trip. What's the program?
Yeah.
We have to outprogram the program. And I said to him, I said, have you taken him to a place where there's even a chance of an eagle coming down and grabbing the fish out of the water? Ah, even a 1%. Have you taken
Yeah.
him to that place? Is there a piano in your house?
Yeah.
Have you just dinked around on it? Dink, dink, dink. And it sounds preachy, but it's a real thing. He came up to me and asked. I know it sounds obvious, or I don't know. It's for the kid. You want to
Right.
help. You have to step up your programming.
Hmm.
And that's where I am now.
Yeah. Isn't
Yeah.
it crazy that we're at that point? That's even something you have to think about. I mean, the technology can be so great, but at the same time, it's taken over our lives in a lot of ways. What is one thing you wish teachers knew about their impact on their students?
That's a good question because I think teachers know about their impact.
Yeah.
The follow-up question to bolster yours is, do the teachers really understand how positive or negative their impact can be?
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to say something a little controversial.
Okay.
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 Because there is a teacher shortage.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to go here, Shara. I didn't know. I didn't know. But your impact question is the train is out of the station. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah. There is a teacher shortage. Teachers
Mhm.
are maligned. Teachers are underappreciated. They're underpaid. They're sadly undervalued. It's not okay. And as a result, as a consequence in our society, we praise them, and we should. And
Right.
we show so much appreciation on a human to human level.
Yeah.
Maybe not on a societal, let's say, paycheck level, sadly, but we desperately love teachers that are love what they do. We need them,
Right.
But no one ever talks about those teachers that are still in the game that don't like it.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm bringing this up is we have to advocate for the kids.
Yeah.
There are teachers, still in the game that don't like kids.
I think I've probably had some of those.
They don't like them anymore,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they're bitter.
Hmm.
And there's a silent, accepted virus or some sort of entity that we just don't talk about those teachers that not hard teachers, not strict teachers, not those.
Right.
Those are fun. You could find, yeah, these are my rules.
Yeah.
These are my rules. But if it's fair and transparent and you understand that you have to go to the bathroom before class,
Right.
I find it disruptive. Find a way to go. Just find a way. I'm the no excuses teacher. I'm that.
Yeah.
Talking about the ones that just like don't like the kids and the
Yeah.
kids know it
Yeah.
and don't care that the kids learn or not. Oh, you should have learned this last year. You know how many times I hear that kids say that?
Right.
Oh, there you should have figured this out last year. Anyway, here it is. And so that they don't realize the negative impact
Right.
of that. There is a other side to the positive impact where we can think in our minds, name three teachers that affected, and we can go straight to how they looked, how they dressed, how
Right.
they talked, what their name, the squeak of their shoes. We could do all that stuff. And we could probably do the ones that really did a number on us too.
Yeah.
So that's impact for you on both sides.
There you go. So I should have asked all of this in the beginning, but because I looked at all your stuff and watched your videos, I know. But tell everybody what YayMath is and what you do,
Okay,
all the
of
things that you
course.
do.
Yeah. YayMath.org is a free online collection of math video lessons that I filmed live in my classroom or as street performance art, teach on the beach. And there are several that are also in a fancy studio setting as well to finish up the library. I wanted to have a full library, so I did some studio videos as well. The site is full of openly accessible content. There's quizzes that I've made by my hand,
Mhm.
Google-based quizzes that complement the videos, worksheets that I made that complement the videos, all openly accessible. You don't even need a login for those. Um, for those people that want a higher offering, there's a premium courses that are aligned also with the videos as well. So you could have a course that's entirely YayMath fueled.
Yeah.
And on the site also, there's a place to sign up for my newsletter where I write about insightful ways to connect to students.
Yeah.
And 100% of the words on those emails are mine.
Yours.
100% of the words are mine. As far as word choice and ideas,
Right.
no disrespect to people who use AI. I use AI as well. But for
Right.
things that I am saying about what I
Right.
believe,
Right. It needs to
my
be your
experiences,
words.
my thoughts on how to connect to kids,
Yeah.
they're all my ideas. I can't believe I'm
Very
doing
good.
all this, but this is where we are.
I know this is where we
Yeah.
are. It's crazy. So
Yeah.
who is this for? Who's the person that needs to come to your website and do all of this? A teacher, a student, anybody?
Yes, I would say there's two major groups. There's teachers, right?
Hmm.
Teachers and educational leaders,
Yeah.
administrators, principals, department heads. I've put that in one major group. Homeschool families.
Yeah.
So the courses are very much loved by the homeschool families because it's a way finally for their students,
Sure.
their children to go through a high level math class, but having a positive experience the whole time, comprehensive class that way.
Yeah.
And then any anyone that's interested in how to connect to people that need to learn.
Yeah.
That's one last group. So if you have employees and you train them often, that's one.
Yeah.
If you're an interested parent, not necessarily a homeschool parent, but want
Right.
to you're having trouble connecting with your child with regards to helping them figure something out. There's
Yeah.
tension or frustration. Could talk there. That's what I write about. That's
Yeah.
what's in my book. That's all in there about how to connect to people through the learning experience.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, we've covered a lot of stuff. Is there anything I haven't asked you about that you want to tell me about?
No, I can't really say so. You've asked really, really wonderful questions, very
Well, thank
insightful
you.
questions.
I
I can't think of anything.
I love what you're doing. I think it's very important to the student, and not just about math, but even in math, the student that doesn't like math or dreads it because they know it's hard, you make it fun. It makes them want to learn,
That's
not just feel
true. That's
forced,
true.
you know?
That's right. If
Yeah.
if the goal is if you can create confidence in the math learning,
Yeah.
by extension, the students feel confident in themselves.
Sure.
They realize they create muscle memory. They
Yeah.
create a nerve synaptic pathway that this was hard.
Right.
It challenged me personally.
Yeah.
The pressure was on, but I got through it.
Right.
Oh, I can do that again and
Yes.
again and again and
Yes.
again.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I appreciate you being a guest. This has been wonderful.
Thank you too, Shara. This is so nice.
You enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
All right.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Talk to you. Bye.